All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. Big waves to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, hope everybody's doing good. I do have an announcement there, and this is a side note, but there's a lot of people that's in our company. Remember, our company does in January and in July, they do a what I call a dump into your reward points. So if you don't know what that is, reach out to somebody and they'll tell you about it. Okay, but you probably got money sitting in there. So just happened yesterday for a lot of people. So the word for today is kindness. Kindness. And John, where's John at? Is he on here this morning? I hope so. I don't know if John could make it this morning. John's on here nearly every morning.
Yeah, he's
Andrea,
so
can you hear me okay?
consistent, but I don't see him this morning.
Oh no. Okay. All right.
I'm
Well,
gonna go text him.
I'll
You know you're a stalker when
yeah, absolutely. So this is John Frick's word kindness for the year. And if you look at the definition, it's having a friendly or generous nature or attitude. And when I read that, I just thought about I do a lot of Zooms. I do a lot of interactions over, and it's so interesting to me, or not interesting, but it's so fun to watch people. And some people are like leaning in and they're so friendly feeling and they're so, do you know what I'm talking about? You get that person that's nodding when you talk and you're like, man, this is so easy. And then you get a person that's like, and it's so hard. And it's like just having a friendly and generous nature or attitude makes life so much easier for you and the person that you're dealing with or the people you're dealing with. Another definition is helpful to others, considerate, or humane. Like I think we all could probably do the definition of kindness. But one of the things that I posted this morning is there's no act of kindness too small. Like you're at the coffee stand and you decide to pay $2 and get the person behind you a cup of coffee. You decide to write a card today that costs 50 cents. I don't know if you can get a card today for 50 cents, but close, roundabout. You decide today to send a text that's free. You decide today to pick up the phone and make a call and just show an act of kindness. Like there's no act too small. It's never wasted. And this was a great one for me. I almost need this word every week to remind me that, man, what's things we can do around kindness? Words that come to mind is we can be more compassionate people. We can be more benevolent people, you know? Who in my community needs a little help, needs a little hand up? We can be more thoughtful. Whose birthday is it today? Andrea does a great job on birthdays. Let this person in. How you doing? Good morning. See? See? I let somebody in the door right there. So sympathetic, sympathetic, um, gentle, words that I think about, kind, nice, humane, like all of these are words that if we would live by would serve us so good. And here's what, in my opinion, and this is just me, but when I go and do something, I let this person in the door. I send a card. I give a book away. How many of you received a book, right? And I go, it boosts me. At the end of the day, that's who it boosts. Like, yeah, maybe you like it. And I'm sure, Colleen, you appreciate or Chris appreciates the book, but it boosts me. It gives me confidence. It gives me a sense of being in control. Like I'm controlling my life. It gives me happiness. Like, you ever paid for somebody that wasn't expecting it, and you're like, oh my gosh, that felt so good. It it brings optimism to my life. Like, man, there's so many different ways we can show acts of kindness if we're willing to go out into the world and just do it. And there's so many times that I miss that opportunity because I'm too busy with life, too busy to stop, too busy to say hi, too busy to smile, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, you're not, Brent. No, you're not. When you realize what it's doing for you too, then it turns into acts of kindness is selfish too. Selfish in that it rewards me so much. So that was my thought this morning, John. You're watching the recording later. Hope you enjoyed this. And Andrew, I'll turn it to you.
Well, great lesson, Coach, and greatly appreciate that one. And the direction I went in and the quote that I found were 3 things in human life are important. The first is to be kind. The second is to be kind. And the third is to be kind. And that's Henry James. And I think about just like what you're saying, like anybody else, like run through the grocery store with their head down because they're just trying to get in and out. You don't want to actually make eye contact with somebody because then you're going to have to smile and you're going to have to be nice and you're going to have a conversation, right? And we scurry through our day and we don't take the time to be a person. So I looked into what are some things that we can do just to spread a little bit of kindness, just to bring some kindness into the world. So first of all, is what we just talked about is smile. It's amazing what a smile does both for you. So this could be a selfish thing too, kind of like what Coach was saying, but for the person that receives it. And we all know what that feels like. I know that we've talked before about when I go for a walk in Alabama versus when I would go for a walk in California. And I love all our Californians on here. I love many Californians. But if you're on a walk in California, you don't make eye contact with anybody and they don't smile at you. When you go on a walk in Alabama, the people in the car wave at you, they smile at you. Like everybody just welcomes you to the community. And I tell you, when you get off that walk, you're like, what a lovely day. I am surrounded by lovely humans. And so let's bring that energy to other people. Smile as often as you can at as many people as you can. Number 2, the way that we can be kind to other people is to listen. Listen to understand. Listen to truly hear what's going on in the conversation, hear their heart, because again, we can get busy and we're like, give me the facts, let's move on. And we run through the conversation. But if we slow down a little bit and listen to them, we're showing great kindness and we're doing the relationship a great service. Next is to invite. Invite someone new into your tribe. See if there's somebody. Whenever we have an event coming up, I'll tell you, I always put this in the front of my mind, is who do I see on the outside of the room, right? So who in your life is kind of on the perimeter that would benefit from being brought in? Bring them into the middle of the room. Walk up to them, invite them in. So we all have those friends that maybe don't know as many people as we know, or aren't doing as much as we possibly are doing, and maybe they want a little bit more. Well, bring them into your circle because that circle could do amazing things for not only them, but also by expanding your circle, it could do amazing things for you. Next is to write. Coach already talked about this, but send out a kind card. Send out a kind text. Hey, I appreciate you. I'm so impressed, Will, that you're on here all the time. And I love when you join us in the Coach's Corner. Just send a little bit of love to the people in your world because, man, doesn't that like change their day? And just like Coach said, it changes ours too. Next is to compliment. Find something when you meet up with somebody or you're talking to them. Find something that you can authentically, that's a big one, compliment them on. You know, your server comes up and they've got cute earrings. Well, tell them you've got cute earrings. I really like those earrings, whatever it may be. Because again, it feels good to all of us to be noticed and to be seen and to be complimented, to have somebody be kind to us. Next is to help without being asked. Find some way to help someone in a practical way. And it could be on, a small scale. You drop off, a meal to somebody that needs it. It could be on a big scale where you volunteer or you teach a class where you've got a skill that you could share with a bunch of people. You could pick up trash on the side of the road, whatever it may be. Just find a way to pour a little bit of help into this world, which is such a kindness. Encourage a friend or family member that's uncertain or unmotivated. Again, we all have people like that, where maybe they were running next to us at one point and we look back and they're no longer there. Well, instead of leaving them in the dust, maybe we give them a little bit of encouragement and say, hey, I liked running with you. Come on back. How you doing? Let me give you a little bit of love. Next one, and this one is for both of you, but is to forgive. Forgiving is such a kind thing that we can do, not only for the other person, but for ourselves. Make peace with someone that's hurt you. And that might be that, well, we've all done things to hurt other people. Like, none of us are bad people. We all want to love people, but we've created some hurts. So we pray that they forgive us. So let's go give some of that forgiveness as well. And then lastly, love. Spread love like confetti. Say, I love you. I'll tell you, this is something that I got from Coach. And I'll tell you, like, the first 2 years, I was one of those that it was like, thank you, bye-bye. And he'd get off the phone and he says, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I'd be like, that is such a weird thing for this coworker of mine, right, to say to me. But man, doesn't it change the conversation? I tell everyone I love them because I love everyone. And we can love people all over the place. And that is just another way to spread some kindness in the world. So say I love you a little bit more often to your friends, to your family, to the people that you come in contact with. Maybe not the waitress, that would probably be weird. But the people that you have a relationship with, go spread some love to them as well. And this was a great word, John. So thank you. I hope it blesses your year.
Yeah, it was good. That was a great lesson. And I got to give a shout out to two people. So um I recently sent a book to Ellie Bishop. Ellie, and then Ellie wrote me back, and she wrote me back kind of what she got from the book, and it brought me so much joy. And so, Ellie, thank you for that. And that to me was an act of kindness. But then yesterday I was on the phone with Miss Sarah. I don't know if Sarah can hear, but she just has this charismatic way to her when she's on the phone. Like you can almost feel her smiling and laughing and enjoyment, and she's a pleasure to talk to. And so I just wanted to give you both shout outs because it's something recently I dealt with you two. So thank you. You're doing big things out there to the world. So we love you guys. Grateful for you. Happy Thursday. We'll see you back to close out the week tomorrow.